Hey, what's up, guys? Oh man, Castle of Frankenstein. This is the latest one. It's been revived by the same people that do Scary Monsters, and I keep saying that it's some of the best horror magazines around in the American scene. Castle of Frankenstein was like kind of a magazine for the monster kids, kind of in like the later '60s when they were teenagers. So there's a little more mature analysis. It was trying to do the opposite of like the famous monsters of filmland, you know. And this issue is the greatest one of this revival yet. I think they've had like I think this is the fifth or fourth issue, and they're doing a great job. And once again, I just want to say, right, like Scary Monsters magazine, the majority of this stuff is done by regular people, fans, not professional writers or what have you. People getting government subsidies like other magazines. This is literally DIY, but it's so professional. I mean, that's what I really like about this. I mean, in terms of the subject matter, and I want you to get this. I don't want to like go through every little thing. I'm just gonna flip through it real quick. You know, always in the beginning, this guy Baron von Neck. This guy does what you should do with reviews. He's he's in the interaction. Like I said, it's a very interactive magazine. So Scary Monsters in particular, but the interaction here, he gives you always obscure films to watch. Okay, and there's always stuff that even because I'm pretty cool. I know a lot of obscure stuff, right? But this guy finds stuff that I've never heard of many times, and also he gives you how you can find it. And many of these are available on YouTube or Daily Motion. There's even more in BitChute, but he doesn't really mention that. But always great. Some crazy movies. Some I've never heard of. Like, and that's me, right? And then stuff I have heard of, like, remember this? I remember the poster for this when I was a kid. Happy Birthday to Me. Very bizarre slasher film with Melissa Sue Anderson. Remember her from Little House on the Prairie? I always thought she was cute. Barbara Steele. You see that the films they have. New Year's Evil. This is actually a very good, interesting film. This film, Mission Stardust. Now, he goes, I honestly had never heard of this film until I saw it in an old Sinister Cinema ad. Still going strong, Sinister Cinema. I found it on YouTube. I seen this movie was on Channel 9 all the time. That crazy spaceship. And this hot, I think it's an Italian film, but man, I remember seeing this all the time as a kid. Or the Andy Milligan films. I haven't seen this one. Actually, I've been watching Andy Milligan films finally. Also available on YouTube. All right, The Rats Are Coming. The Werewolves Are Here. The guy's actually a hoot. Trying this crazy gay guy trying to make period horror films in Staten Island in the '70s and the '80s. You always saw the box covers in the VHS store. And this, right, more examples of the crazy Mexican horror science fiction. Look at these monsters. Look at the women, right? I seen this monster in another Mexican film where he tears a guy's throat out in a cave or something. But man, the craziness, that's what I'm saying. And he shows you, right? Ship of Monsters, right? Just great stuff, man. Great. It was this. Yeah, you can see it on YouTube. Oh, and just more cool suggestions. Interesting. Apparently, famous monsters of film, man. Of course, the Monster Kid, the Bible. I didn't know that it was inspired by a French magazine. Of course, very serious. La Fantastique. It's what the French call the fantastic cinema, right? It's interesting that they were the ones doing it. Apparently, that genius, Corey Taylor from Slipknot, has purchased the rights. So who the hell knows what's going to happen? Always they go through the themes. They have one here on like films about the devil. Right? They cover the melee stuff. But this one here, man, the Italian 1911 film Dante's Inferno. It was one of the longest films. The first feature film that still exists, 73 minutes. This film is done. This is a recommended film. You can find it on YouTube. the atmosphere. It's amazing. It's just an amazing. There's Virgil and our man here going through the levels of hell. I just go see it, man. The special effects, the forced perspective shots in particular, a very easy way to give the illusion of like some of the demons being giants. Okay, using that very effective technique. If you know that. And these are just all films about the devil, right? And I like this, the Fantasia. Talk about great animation. And remember, this is Bela Lugosi. Oh, it looks like he's gonna do like Honga Kung Fu or something. And this film, I've never seen this film. I've heard of it. Of course, Vincent Price plays the devil. Look at that. Story of Mankind. Right. Look, Peter Lorre, Harpo Marx is in it as Isaac Newton. Interesting. I've heard of this film. I need to see it. The cover of the War of the Worlds TV show idea, that was a very epic idea. It was like totally different from the original source material, to say very space opera-ish. And also nothing like the show that actually was eventually made in the late 80s, which I love that show, man. The War of the Worlds TV show. What a violent, nasty show, man, that they used to show on TV, but more on that later. They go over the guy here. Apparently, the guy who filmed this, the cameraman, he filmed all these movies here, like Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, Frankenstein, All Quiet on the Western Front. It's just an interesting look at the guy, the cameraman, how the old cameras in the silent days were still kind of mysterious things. The cameramen were very secretive about their the tricks of the trade, which makes sense. And look at this. Before you had speakers, right? This is how you gave orders on the set. Look at that. Of course, Willis O'Brien, this stop motion. Interesting. I didn't know Bull Montana, right? The ape man in Lost World. He was Italian. I figured he was some cowboy or something, but he was a wrestler and a boxer. Very cool. Of course, All Quiet on the Western Front. He filmed The Bat. I mean, this guy, man. The Bat. I didn't know this was a lost film. A big, cool old house. What was it? The Old House kind of movie, but very influential on Batman. So, but just a good look at the behind the scenes thing of the cameraman. Apparently, he was a camera, and when the sound era came, it was a real trick to try to keep the camera quiet because it's a mechanical. You're gonna hear gears moving, and you didn't want that in the talkies. Lost films. I mean, oh man, so many films are lost. This one in particular looks interesting to me. The Mummy from 1911. Yeah. The Werewolf. Right. This is actually from the Indian legends. Okay, of course, I heard Life Without a Soul, but like these are all lost films. You're never gonna see them. Of course, this right, the Golem. Right, the first one from 1915. They actually found about 5 minutes of footage of this, particularly the rampage at the end. Go on YouTube and find that. That is amazing. They thought that was lost forever. Okay, the Gollum film that we think of as the Golem is actually the third film in the series. And of course, this is lost. The first Dracula film was Dracula Halalala from Hungary. Of course, London After Midnight, everyone knows. And, oh man, I tell you, the silent movie monsters, I always thought were more scary than the Universal ones. So, and here you get to see you see how going to the movies was an event, and you see the old promotions done all over. Sadly, in many cities mentioned here, Detroit, Scranton, Reading, other places, which are all now not the greatest places to be. Look, you just see the old days, man. You get dressed up to go out, and the cool promotions. Like this one is cool in Detroit. Look at that. Oh, it was safer then, huh? Karloff, nope, Reading, and this. Remember this? Remember King Kong? It was always funny. Remember he stuffed people in his mouth? When I was a kid, I wasn't scared of it. When I saw those scenes, I didn't get me scared, and I didn't laugh my ass off either. I was cheering them on. Yeah, eat those people. What a kid. Oh, New Haven, another great city. It's a time capsule. Oh, the Burgermeister. I'll tell you the Burgermeister story later. Okay, with the side of my family that were GIs, they have the story of the Burgermeister, which I will relate to you, but I don't want to do that on this vid. Going through, just science fiction, very underrated film. Earth Dies Screaming, very underrated actor Dennis Price. The Terranauts. They showed this all the time on Channel 11. It's a great amicus science fiction film, man. The Terranauts, man. Yeah, the Terranauts. Yo, this movie was crazy. It was on all the time. So, a little bit on Robert Bloch. Okay, Robert Bloch apparently is a bit of a character, as you can see. A lot of good stuff in here. And also he was, what is this? That evil monster, that despicable person that everybody hates now, the much maligned H.P. Lovecraft, that horrible, horrible man. He did evil things like encouraging Bloch as a youngster to try his hand at story writing and gave him encouragement and feedback to the youthful Bloch submissions. What a monster, right? Throughout his kindness, Bloch never forgot the kindness and generosity extended to him by his literary mentor Lovecraft. That evil, horrible man that everybody hates. Did you know that everyone hates him? Nobody likes him. Yeah. Cool thing on Karloff. I'll just say, man, check out that Karloff documentary on Tubi or whatever. And like I said, there's so much stuff here. I want you to get this. I don't want to go over too much. Best bit of advice Robert Bloch gave as a writer. Okay. Very interesting right here. And this is something to really go by. And this is from the original Castle Frankenstein interview. What kind of writing schedule do you maintain? Do you have a set pattern, or do you work only when you feel like it? If I only worked when I felt like it, nothing would ever get done. Right? If I have something going, I sit down at the typewriter at 9 in the morning. I get up for lunch. I keep working until I get tired. When I get tired, I quit. Right? If I only worked when I felt like it, nothing would ever get done. Arkham Reporter. That we need to keep drilling that into our heads. Of course, they cover a newer film. This film I still gotta see, man. This Godzilla -1, man. I'm here. The scenes I've seen of it. This man. Oh, no. Finally, the Godzilla won an Academy Award. And just to round it out, just to, for my old thing, something you guys would know, the Bowery Boys, always one of the comedy movies that I feel are forgotten. Everyone remembers Abbott and Costello, or do they? Laurel and Hardy, Marx Brothers, Three Stooges. But man, the Bowery Boys, which of course is to say the East Side Kids, or in this case, the Dead End Kids. Remember, they started out as a kind of serious thing. I mean, I love the Bowery Boys, man. The East Side Kids, they always had different names. Of course, the Bowery Boys, right? Slip Mahoney, right? Slip Mahoney and Satch, right? Where is he? There he is. Hunts Hall, Leo Dorsey. These guys were great, man. These are great. I love the original Gabriel Dell. Remember? He actually, you see him later. He kind of became like he wouldn't be one. He would be like the enemy. Hunts Hall. Billy Hollop. Billy Hollop was the original leader, right? This guy Bernard Ponzi, apparently he became a doctor, and of course Bobby Jordan. Bobby Jordan was also part of the group, but eventually he just fell out. And there's Leo Dorsey. This guy's he used to be Muggs McGinnis in the East Side Kids. He used to always use the wrong words, like this is a perpendicular situation. He'd always mess up the English, but man, I miss those old days, man. The New Yorkers with the old accent when they say Goyles. The mark of the squealer. Yeah. Why is this in the heart? Well, because eventually when they got more comedic, they just made all these like kind of a lot of Bowery Boys Meet the Monsters, Books Run Wild. So it was great to see, the Bowery Boys, man. Hilarious, totally forgotten. Apparently, nobody remembers these guys, and it's a damn shame. So, but anyway, Castle of Frankenstein. Man, get this, get it, go out and buy it. If you're a real, I'm not the Monster Kids are a little older, but I guess I'm a boomer, right? I guess I'm a boomer now, even though I'm a Gen Xer, but I am also now a Monster Kid. So, welcome to the fold. Later.